What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, people? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? It is a Monday. All day. It's a Monday. How we doing, people? What's going on with you? Hope everybody... Hold on one second. Let's do this here. Okay. That should be... I think that's better. But anyway... It should turn out better. But how we doing, people? How's it going? What a very interesting day it was. It's funny to hear Democrats, even though I know some Democrats, certain, I can't say all now. I'm not going to use my wide brush just yet. But I just thought it was pretty funny today to listen to some of the talks that was going on, some of the things that was being said, and coming out of the Democrats' mouth, which you don't really ever hear. Democrats talking about child of God, how children are child of God, and all of this here type of stuff. I was like, wow. Somebody pick up a Bible today or something? Was it Sunday school today or something that was going on? Because, Democrats don't every day hear Democrats talking about God or saying something about God, right? Until they need to. And then they want to, the little bit that they know, they throw it out there. They kind of remind me of the Republicans too, because the Republicans love to say how Christ they are. But there's things in the Bible that they completely miss. When it comes to helping your fellow brethren, when it comes to, am I my brother's keeper? But anyway, but I just thought it was funny to hear that coming from, because you don't hear that much coming from Democrats. You don't hear scripture, or you don't hear them talking about God, or you don't hear them saying things in a godly way. So when I hear this stuff coming from the Democrats, I'm like, hell is about to freeze over for them to be for Democrats to be talking about anything of the Bible. Hell is about to freeze over. So I thought that was pretty, as somebody was saying today on my thing, and said Robert said it was an interesting day. I have to agree with him. But, hey, I want to do something here. So I want to play something here real quick, because we're going to be talking about something here in a couple of seconds. But I want, and the reason I kind of bring up Democrats is because of the words that Democrats was using today was just out of this world, right? So here's a Democrat. Let me play this here for you. But here's a Democrat today, and mainly everything they was talking about, it was around the bill to whether you're going to have, males playing with males and females playing with females, right? That's pretty much where we're going to be at tonight. We're going to be talking a lot about that. But it was just the words that were coming out of the Democrats' mouth today that I was like, wow. Holy smoke, right? So here's a Democrat. Hold on one second here. So here's a Democrat here. And listen to you got to listen when she ends it, how she ends this thing, right? It's only 22 seconds, but the end parts of what she says, I really, really, really need you to pay attention. Hold on one second.
Aren't going to stop being transgender just because you strip them from sports or from housing or from their health care or any other public place that you don't want us to be. And so, members, make no mistake that this is just another version of state-sanctioned bullying and genocide. And I don't say that lightly.
They were pulling.
Oye, Gordo.
They were. Oh, hold on one second. Oh, sorry. They were pulling stuff out of the hat today, man. It was unbelievable. So I got up this morning and I was like, I'm going down here I'm going to go check this rally out, right? Because I want, usually when they bring people in and allegedly now, I'm not going to, I don't know, but this is kind of what I heard, that a certain person, the star of the show, got paid a pretty good penny to come to Minnesota. Got paid a pretty good penny to come to Minnesota. Yeah. See, here's my thing. If you're going to fight for something, they shouldn't have to pay you one dime. It's like I said, if I go to another church and I preach, I don't accept their money. Dude, they've been right. I've been right. I turn it over and say, give it to your children's choir, or give it. If you're going to fight for something, I can see if they pay for your flight. Like if somebody called me up and said, Rev, we need you to come down to Tennessee to do blah blah blah. What can we get you for? A hotel room and my flight. That's it. I'm good there. I'm good there, and have someone pick me up from the airport, drop me off at my hotel room. I can get around. I don't need you to pay for that. But when you're paying these entertainers, that's what I call them, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to come in so you can get a photo op with them, and then they get to a mic and speak for less than 15 minutes. I think you wasted your time and your money. I'm just saying. So if y'all are paying these people all this here money to come here to Minnesota to speak for you, I think you're wasting your money. Because I could have said the same thing that person said, because that's what it would have been. I could have done that for free. And I'm right down the street from you. Right? Something's wrong with my light. You see that? Something's wrong with my light. My light's telling me I'm telling the truth on something. But anyway, so I wanted to go to Capitol today and not be seen, and I put on I had my glasses on, had my hat down really low, because usually when I go to those crowds, somebody in the crowd, and I know a lot of the people who was up there on the steps, so somebody would have said, oh, there's Rev. I didn't want that today. I just wanted to be in the mix of the crowd. That's why I kind of stood off a little bit also. I went up and checked out everybody, see who I knew, and then I took myself to the back. But in a lot of these things, a lot of things that I've always, I realize, especially when it comes to, if it's a Republican thing, we as black people don't get behind certain things. And today was one of those days. And there was no black people there. Except for the black guy that spoke. There was a black guy that spoke. He was a former Viking or whoever he was. I wasn't interested in meeting him in any way, shape, or form. He was a Viking. So no reason to meet him. But it just gets me that this is a serious issue. Even though the Democrats act like it's not, because here's here's my take on anything that's gay, LGBTQ, and all of this type of stuff. Here's my take real quick before I get into this. I don't have no worries. If you're LGBT, if you're gay or whatever, I don't have no worries. I don't push back unless you're pushing it on me. Now, if you and Steve, like I said, I've always said, if Steve and Steve want to go and play swords, that's fine. I have no business in your business, none. I've also said, and the one thing that I've learned from, my wife having friends that are same sex, is one of their things is if someone gets sick, they want to be able to go in. I agree with that. I'm 110% on that. I'm 110% on if one has an insurance company and the other one don't, then they should, whoever takes it. I'm good with all of that stuff. Nobody's trying to, like this lady said, which cracks me up. Nobody's trying to divide anybody. Nobody's trying to say that you can't be a part of America. Nobody's saying that. But this is what I'm saying. And I'm going to put it to you this way. And you can get mad at me what I'm about to say. Look, there's a line. You can get a ticket and go on in the back. I think I'm on like 2,338. People getting pissed at me for what I say. But as long as I don't bother you, don't bother me. Because right now, the Democrats are pushing this crap in our face. And that's what I call it, crap. I don't need to know about that. I don't need to hear about that. No, nobody's bothering nobody. I see back in the day when my wife and I would go out, there would be probably two places we would go to. Glam Slam or the Quest when Prince had his place. And we go over to the gay 90s. Oh, yeah, I used to party in the gay 90s like you, because I knew that we can go in there and there wasn't going to be no gunshots. There wasn't going to be no fights, right? And well, every once in a while they hit on my wife. They did. Some what you call them, bull chick. Every once in a while my wife would get hit on going to and for back. But other than that, we had a good time. I went and watched a couple of drag shows at the gay 90s. I have no problem with gay people. Zero problem with them. Zero problem. But the way the Democrats are running around here now, anybody that's against anything other than what they believe in, they're going to call you homophobic. Like I said, my wife got friends who are same sex. I know them very well. They've been over here. We've been over there. I have zero problem. None. Live your life the way you want to live your life. If she makes she happy, then she and she can be together all they want. No problem. No problem. But like I told them, don't push it on me. Don't come in my church and say, marry me, knowing that I would never marry you. And then you're going to get mad at me and then go tell the news people. And then I got people in front of my church talking about protesting. Boy, I come out there with a stick and beat all of y'all. All of you. No, we're not going to play that. You're not going to force your beliefs on me. That's not going to happen. And I don't think anybody's saying that. So I'm down at this here rally today, right? And and the rally was basically saying that a boy who decides that he's a girl should not be playing in girl sports. I mean, at some point in time, but we've got to get to the point that where we're going, enough. And that's what people are saying. because we know how this thing works. Just like it's been working, right? Gay people, what do they say? Well, you know what? We want a civil union. Okay, cool. We have no problem with that. Have your civil union. That wasn't good enough. Now you got to be married. Now you got to be married. Now you want this and you want this here. That's why I say, and I tell my wife's friends too, when they got their rings on and all this here, and we married. No, you're not married in my sight. You will never be. There will never be a time ever that I would say John and Steve is married. That I would say Mary and Karen is married. Civil union is what you got. But you don't get the word marriage. You don't. Period. Point blank. Get mad at me if you want to. Be upset if you want to. You can call me whatever you want to call me. But at the end of saying that, just say, but he's a child of God. As long as you put that on the end of it, you call me whatever you want to call me. But when you're done, as long as you say but he's a child of, I'm good. But we realize what would happen here, right? Is if we open this door and say, okay, Charles can come over because now she is Clarinet or Cindy. So now Cindy can come and play with the girls. Now, I've coached baseball. I'll just do baseball. I've coached baseball for 24 years. 24 years. I've coached from T-ball to high school to traveling to RBI. I've coached some form of baseball for 24 years. And in that 24 years, I have had little girls who started off in T-ball, played all the way up to they're about 11 years old. And that's when they realize it's just not going to happen any further than that. That's the cutoff. That's usually the cutoff. And then they go and they play softball. But some of these girls are really, really, really talented and really, really good. But then there's a point right here that the kids get faster, the boys get faster, the bases get wider, the ball is hit much harder, and it's thrown much harder. And they just can't keep up with it because they were not made. Hold on. They were not made to be able to keep up with it. It's not that they don't want to. I've had little girls say they want to try to play on. Okay, fine. We try to put them in. We get them in traveling. We go outside of Minnesota or go down somewhere, and all of a sudden they realize you got these little boys at that distance throwing 85 miles an hour. If one of those balls gets away and hits one of those little girls, it's not going to be I've watched it when it hit some of the little boys, and it's not pretty. I couldn't imagine. Because they're not up that high, but I've never seen a little girl get hit by an 85 mile an hour ball. Think about that for a second. I would never want to see that. That's why they have softball. That's why you don't see the WNBA. When I turn the WNBA on, I don't turn it on because I think one of them girls is going to be a LeBron James and they're going to come down and windmill or 360 dunk. When I turn on the WNBA, it's a technical sport that I'm turning on to look at. It's a reason why they set picks really, really good. There's a reason why the backdoor cuts are so crisp. Because they were playing below the rim. Now, the worst dude in the D League in the D League, not the NBA, but the low D League. That dude can go in the WNBA, put a wig on, and dominate. And we all know he could. We all know he could. Would that be fair? No. At some point in time, we have to get real with this thing. And we got to stop the stupid thing. Representative Jeremy Long, all right? And I was going to tweet him and tell him to shut the hell up. Because, see, here's what we're not going to do. Representative Jeremy Long, y'all can send this to him if you want. But you shut the hell up. Because, see, what I'm not going to let you do, Jeremy, is what you white progressive, you white liberals love to do. You will try to find a way to bring in black people. Because he used the little girl, Ruby, who was the first little black girl going to school, and tried to equate that with the LGBT movement. The movement of not letting transgenders boys play in girls, but he tried to put the black thing. You always shut the hell up. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear you say anything about the black community. Just shut up. You done turn into a Democrat. That's the racist part of the Democratic Party, how they like to do things. They act like they're trying to help, but what do they always do? They always find a way. Well, if we throw the black community in there, then we can have a good argument. No, you can't. Leave us the hell alone. We ain't got nothing to do. There was no black people up there. There was no black people inside the Capitol when the other side was having their little chat. Leave us alone. Don't add us to this. Don't add us to this. Jeremy Long, Representative Jeremy Long. You're going to take our struggles, our fight, and try to put us in this? Shut the hell up, Jeremy Long. Shut it up. Shut it up. Because if I turn on my phone again or listen to you say something and you got something to add black people into something, then I'm going to tweet at you. And it's not going to be nice. So I'm going to warn you today. Black folks ain't got nothing to do with this. Don't use our history. Don't use our community. Don't use nothing about us when you're making an argument for why you want a little boy to be. Now, to be fair, my 5-year-old grandson played little co-ed soccer. 5 years old. Now I'm with that. I was fine with that. And if you was out there to watch what happened with these kids, you would see exactly what I saw. You saw all the little boys that was on the team, right? There was 5 kids on the field at the same time. Usually it'd be like 3 boys and 2 girls, or 3 girls and 2. They mixed it up like that. But as the ball was going down the field, all the boys were with the ball. All the girls was running behind trying to catch up. And then they turn around, they go the other way. Then all the boys be in the front, all the girls are in the back. Girls couldn't keep up. At 5 years old. 5 years old. The girls could not keep up. So they was just running up and down the field trying to find the ball, while the boys was running and kicking the ball some everywhere. You could see that right there. I don't need to have Jack, who is now Jill, come over and play with the girls to realize that Jill is about to dominate. Jill's about to win everything. I could see that at 5 years old. I could see that at 11 years old when the baseball girls leave baseball to go play softball because baseball has gotten a lot harder for them. But now you're telling me that this kid who was born Jack, who turned into Jill, couldn't hack it with Billy, Chris, and Michael. So now Jack wants to go here and play with Karen, Lisa, and Connie and dominate. No, I don't understand where did we go south on this situation? No, where did we go south on this situation? To the point that you're going to die on this hill. This is the reason why Minnesota almost turned red. Because the Democrats have gone too far left. And they're willing to die on this here hill. This is the reason why. And the sad part about it, this is what the Republicans have to do. They have to find a way to delay this. They have to find because if it passed, if they have enough Democrats to pass this bill, you got to delay it. You got to delay it until we can get Tim out. Because when I am lieutenant governor of this here state, I will not sign that bill. That bill, I can guarantee you, it will not be signed. There will be a big red no on it, and I will return it to sender. I don't know what Jordy is mad at, but he's mad at something. He is upset. Anyway, that was my problem today, is that they actually are going to, they're going, you know what? And I know what they say. They sit there and say, well, it's only 0.3%. Now it's only so, but the minute you open this door, the minute you my whole point of it is that I know when they say it's only so many right now, but when you open that door, all hell's gonna break loose. Look at where we are. Look at where we're at now. I mean, we are a state that basically sits here and says that you can bring your kid here, a teacher or whatever, cut this kid up, and then take him back home, and the parents don't even know anything about it, don't even know what their kid's going through, but it's okay here in Minnesota. No, people. This is what I'm saying. If we open a door, they're not just going to be happy. They're not going to be happy with that door being open. Oh, no. Well, let's open it. Let girls belong with girls. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Rev, how are we going to be able to tell? Birth certificate. Everything has to have a birth certificate. You go play a sport, you need to have a birth certificate. Check the birth certificate. Wait a minute. She was born what? He was born what? And let's not get into this. Let's not try this crap that I know everybody always try, right? But there's more than two. No, there's not. No, there's not. Nope. God did not say it. I've never read it. He's never put it in my text. He's never told me to preach on it. That there was more than a male and a female. God said, I'm going to put the male to sleep. I'm going to take a rib from this here male, and I'm going to make thee a female. And then when I do make that female, I'm going to make that female a helper for the male. That's what he said. Not only did he say that, but he said what I want you two to do. Male and female. If I'm wrong, somebody say I'm wrong. If you want to have this argument, let me know. I'll put you right there. But what he said was, point blank, I want you two, male and female, I'm going to give the male the opportunity to be able to put something inside this female. I'm going to build the female to accept what the male put inside. And after that, the female will become pregnant and have a baby. That's what the Bible says. And well, how do you know that? Because he told them to go and fill the earth. Go on. I want you two to go fill the earth. He didn't say he there was not one time that he said, I'm going to make this man another man. And then I'm going to have this man and man go and fill the earth. Never said that. Never did. I'm going to make this woman like this woman. And then these two women are going to go fill the earth. Never said that. I mean, we're going to get real. If we're going to get real about the situation, instead of having these here Democrats running around here with all this here type of, cis this and cis that and code this and code. That's the truth. That's the problem with the church today. Because the church today do not want to tell the truth. Because they sit there and go, well, if I say this here, I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm here to hurt your feelings. If I just hurt your feelings, good. Good. But don't get mad at me. Don't get upset at me. I'm telling you exactly what he said. That's what he said. I didn't say it. I'm telling you what he said. And so I'm sure his line of people being mad at him is a lot longer than mine. And that's why you want to get in my line, because you think you can yell at me sooner than you can yell at him. I'm cool with it though. I'm good. I like I said, I am good. But here's what I'm not gonna do. Here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna bow down to whether I don't care whether you're Republican or you're a Democrat. I'm not bowing down to you. If I go to my book and my book says it's wrong, it's wrong. If I go to my book says it's right. But right now, what I'm saying to you point blank is we cannot have Jeffrey, because he feels like a Jill, playing in girls' sports. We just can't have it. Because it's funny to me how you don't see girls talking about, oh, I want to be a linebacker. You know what? I want to play. I want to become Jimmy. And once I become Jimmy, I want to be a linebacker. I want to play college, be a college linebacker. I want to try for the NFL. Funny how that never happens. Funny how I want to be a MLB player. I want to play. How many females are playing college baseball? How many females do you know is playing traveling baseball? How many females do you know is on the is in the NBA? How many females do you know is in the D League or playing overseas on a men's basketball team? How many? It's just funny to me how you don't see females wanting to try to come in and dominate a male sport. When that starts happening, then come talk to me. Then we can have a conversation. But as long as you got little boys who can't deal with other little boys and getting beat and not being able to win, wanting to turn around and play with the girls so you can dominate, I can't do this. Sorry. But not sorry. Those are facts, people. Show me somewhere in there anything that I said tonight so far that I'm wrong in. Anything. that I'm wrong in? Let me know. Let me know. Because if it is, I will change it. I will get on here and say, I am wrong. What I said was wrong. What I said shouldn't have been said. I don't see anything wrong what I just said. So it doesn't matter to me that these Democrats are going to use the words like genocide. I think that was so low down, piss poor of that person. Low down, piss poor. So it doesn't matter. No, it definitely matters to me that what Jeremy Long did. Representative Jeremy Long tried to throw black people in this here mix, and we ain't got nothing to do with it. We wasn't at the rally. I ain't see none of us at the rally today. At either side, none of us was at the rally because we're sitting there going, we ain't touching it. Because it's not black athletes who are doing this. I ain't seen no black athlete talking about going out business, wanting to be a swimmer against the women. I ain't seen a black athlete going out running against the girls so far. In high school, no. I did. So let me take that back. Sorry. My fault. There was a high schooler, black high schooler, that was out. He had dreads. He had dressed up like a girl. Yeah, I did see one of those. Track. It was track. I did. Let me back that up. I did see some dude literally leaving girls, in the dust. In the dust. So at some point in time, as a father, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, an uncle, or something, when these boys are on the field, y'all got to start pulling these girls off. I got one biological granddaughter now. She's just a baby, 7 months old. But when she's 5 years old and she want to play soccer, we put her in soccer or whatever. And then all of a sudden she gets up there and it's competitive soccer. And if there's a little boy somewhere in the mix, my granddaughter is not playing. We're leaving for the day. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, but we will not be playing in this game. I'm not having it. So when people get to the point to where they're where I am, then it's going to stop. But as long as you let them compete, they're going to keep doing this. And they're going to keep telling us that because we don't want that to happen is genocide. They're going to keep pointing the finger at you saying, oh, well, you're homophobic because of it. As long as we keep giving them the ammo, and the reason we give them the ammo is we don't bring out girls off the field. You got to start bringing. If it's a basketball court, you got to get them off the court. If it's a swimming pool, you don't let your little girls go in the swimming pool. If it's a soccer field, you don't let them go on the soccer field. If it's the volleyball court, you pull them off the damn volleyball courts. I don't understand how hard this is for you, some of you people. I don't get it. It's that simple. If he's going to play, she's not playing. Period. Point blank. But because we don't do that, this is what we got. We got knuckleheaded representatives who you give a mic to, and they sit there and call this. She said genocide. She said this is genocide. No. Genocide is what they were doing over in South Africa with apartheid. That's genocide. That's genocide. Go ask Elon Musk how they was treating black people over there. But we can't let them do this. And as long as we let them do this, as long as we let them be nincompoops as they are, this is what we're going to get. And you're going to be called names. You're going to be called names only because you want to protect girls in a girls' sports. Make it make sense to me. You can't, because it don't. And then they sit there and go, well, some lady wrote a letter saying that some trans kid, she read a letter saying some trans kid said how good they felt because they had the opportunity to be a part of a team and things of that sort. Here's my thought. Why can't we have more trans kids playing together? Why can't we have more trans kids playing together? They can play on a team. We can make trans teams. That can happen. We can do that. Be no problem. But anyway, hey, let's rip it up because I gotta answer a couple questions here real quick. And while I'm looking for this here, I've got to answer a couple questions. I even saved them. Check me out, right? I'm a one-man show. I'm a one-man show. That's why I'm still happy about the YouTube thing. You know, my grandson, I know my 11-year-old grandson could have come over here and put me on YouTube a long time ago. Trust me when I say that. Because, you know, Nana gives him, his grandma gives him his phone sometimes, and he does stuff on our phones. And she goes, I never knew that happens. I don't give him my phone because I'm too embarrassed. But I'm getting a lot better. Y'all just, like I said, if y'all stick with me long enough, y'all gonna be like, hey, I remember when Rev couldn't even do any of that stuff. Wow, he's amazing. Well, Vance Fitch, I had a short conversation with Vance on today, right? And what Vance was saying that he watched when Brad, you remember Brad, the guy who I am officially on his ticket, running as his lieutenant governor. Brad is running for governor. I am on his ticket. But Vance was saying that the last time Brad and I was together, which we're going to be doing, Brad and I are going to be doing a lot of these because there's going to be a lot of Q&As, questions and answering to some people in Minnesota. But some of the things that Brad had said was that we had talked about Minneapolis more than we talked about, and I'll say it like he said it, rocks and cows. And he was asking what was our plan for people outside of Hennepin County, right? There are plans. We've got things that we're thinking of. One of the things that I asked today was, how would people feel if we fought to eliminate and looked into eliminating property taxes? Because the reason I say that is because I had an opportunity to sit down with an elderly couple, and one of the things that they were afraid of is if something happens to him, because of the taxes and everything, that she would lose the house. She wouldn't have a house. And I'm looking at all of these assisted livings and home, apartment buildings, senior living apartment building, all this stuff popping up, because a lot of these seniors are being taxed out of their home. Some of them live there 15, 20, 30 years. Some of them have lived there all their lives. And the reason they have to get up and get out is because of the taxes on it. So my thought just me thinking, going, wonder if we eliminate the taxes on these people. If you're 60, let's say if you're 60 above, 60 and above, right? We say that. You're 60 and above, right? Your house, property taxes, you're not paying property taxes anymore. All right? Number one, and then somebody said to me, but what about the schools? Well, if I'm 60 years old like I am now, I don't have kids in school. Now, when I had kids in school, I didn't mind paying. I was fine with it. Pay whatever the school need, take it. How much you got it? Take it. But I don't have kids in school anymore. So every time the school needs to try to milk money out of the system, I'm paying for it. I shouldn't have to pay for that. And nobody should be having to be evacuated from their home, or can I say genocide? Nobody should have to be genocided. Let me get like the Democrats. I'm using some crazy, way out, stupid, no good for nothing words, right? But that was my mindset. Vance. So Vance was asking. Vance asked. Let me read to you what Vance said, so we can let's rip it up. Vance said point blank. He said, in not any order. He said gun laws. Well, Vance, I fight gun laws. Look me up. Go look me up. I'm on YouTube fighting gun laws. I've been at the Capitol fighting gun laws. I was up in Hubert, Minnesota, fighting gun laws. I've been on Fox News fighting gun laws. So, brother, I fight gun law. All these no good gun laws that has nothing to do with actually helping anybody. Boom. So, as far as the gun laws go, we'll always fight those, Vance. You don't have to worry about that. I'm all about the Second Amendment. I carry. I will always want to carry. There will not be a reason why I should not carry. Those black guns that they hate and they don't like, I've got one of those. I skeet shoot, so you don't ever have to worry about it when it comes to gun laws. That's something that I will definitely be a part of. Then he said trans in women's sports. Well, Vance, tonight I made myself very, very clear where I stand on boys in women's sports. So there you go. Illegal immigration. If I knew where ICE was today, I would probably show them where they can go. Chicago and 31st. So illegal immigration, I'm look. If y'all knew what I knew, right? And people say, "Oh, you can't say that, Rev. This is what a Democrat would say to me. You can't say that, Rev. What would Jesus do to the people? I know what Jesus would do. I realize that. That's why remember when Jesus told the people to go pay Caesar what is Caesar's? Remember he said that? He was basically saying, obey the law. Do what the government tells you to do. Hello? So if you jump over the fence and you come here illegally, you're not paying Caesar. You're not doing what the government tells. Hello? See, sometimes. That's why I told y'all to read your book. So when they try to throw that stuff in your face, they can't do me that way. So he says walls shutting down wherever he wanted during COVID. He said mass fraud. Hey, dude, right here. Talking about somebody who has been. I went to the Republican Party. When I went to the Democrats and was talking to the Democrats about all the millions of dollars that was been put into Minneapolis and nothing, and they didn't listen to me, guess who I went to next? Oh, yeah. I've said, ask them. Ask them about me. Y'all, like I said, I don't tell everybody everything I do, but if you ask around, I guarantee you'll be like, I didn't know he did that. Oh, yeah. Vance, when it comes to all this here fraud, I spoke with Representative Roger Chamberlain before the Democrats got all that money together to boot him out of his seat. Senator Roger Chamberlain was going after this whole situation. That's who started this, right? That's who started this. He and I was having conversations back and forth. What was going on? What was happening? That's why this is the reason why it's funny to me that the Republican Party is running around here and trying to act like they didn't know this stuff was going on. They try to act like they didn't know the fraud was going on. They liars. They're flat out bone-faced liars. Maybe they didn't know to the extent, but they knew. Because you know how I know? Because Roger Chamberlain knew. Because Roger Chamberlain was questioning it. The reason the Democrats went after Roger Chamberlain's seat is because Roger Chamberlain was over the target. Roger Chamberlain was over the target. That's why the Democrats went after his seat. And the Republicans did nothing. So when the Republicans run around here and try to act like they didn't know this fraud was going on, they are a damn lie. And I'll call each and every one of them a liar to their face. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I can tell you for sure they knew this here. Because a friend of mine, Chaz, if y'all don't know who Chaz is, the urban conservative. The urban conservative and another good friend of mine, right, put together a presentation. Yeah, and showed them the fraud. So these are things y'all don't know. These are things that y'all don't know. So when it comes to the fraud and all this here stuff that's going on, Vance, I can assure you, my brother, I haven't been quiet about it. I have not been quiet about it. I went to the Republican Party and told them about it. Yeah. Then he says, politicians are repping their own agenda instead of representing the people. Dude, if you've been following me long enough, I've said the exact same thing, Vance. I've told people, I don't know how many times, we have to get from up under these parties. Because they knock on your door and say, I want you to send me to the Capitol so I can work for you. I don't want nobody's going to work for me. Because when you work for me, you think you know what I want and what I need. No. See, I want you guys to send me to the Capitol so I can work with you. As a lieutenant governor, what I want to do is I want to visit everybody. I want an open door. You can't go and talk to Peggy Flanagan. Peggy Flanagan isn't going to sit down in a Keys restaurant every Saturday morning and have the people come to her and talk to her and tell them what's going on, what your worries is. I will pick a location every single Saturday and I will be at that location. So everybody in the state of Minnesota will have the opportunity to tell me what's wrong, to tell me what's going on, to tell me what needs to be changed, to tell me their cares and their worries. You can't talk to Peggy. You can't get at Peggy. You can't. And that's not what we need. That's somebody who told y'all, I'm going to go work for you. No. I'm going to be someone that's going to work with you because you're going to tell me what your problem is. You're going to tell me what's going wrong. You're going to tell me what needs to be changed. And we're going to work our damnedest to make those changes. I don't care who's sitting in the Senate. I don't care who's sitting in the House of Representatives. And I damn sure I have zero respect for these city councils. Zero. Especially the Minneapolis City Council. There's a bunch of activists up there. I warned those people about putting activists in those seats, and look at where they're at right now. A change is coming, people, but the change can only come if you want it to change. If you don't want it to change, then vote the same people back in. If the only thing you want to do is get on Twitter and Facebook and the internet and bitch and moan, then put the same people back in the office that's in there right now. The same group of people, put them back in the office. Put them back in there. And I'll be sitting here saying the same thing to you, listening to you bitch and moan when you could have made a difference and made a change. But you got to get from up under these parties, people. You have to. I cannot help you. I cannot make a difference. I cannot make a change if you stay under these parties. Because half of the look, the Democrats have lost their damn mind, correct? They just lost their mind. Let's call it what it is. The Republicans have never had a mind. I know everybody always get on me, well, what can they do? They didn't have no power. Exactly. Why didn't they have no power? Because they don't have good candidates to run up against anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with no rigged voting. Get out of here with that crap. It's because they can't talk policy, because they can't go into districts, into areas and talk policies. But they can get out here and talk the CRT crap. They can talk the DEI crap. They can talk the cat box pissing and all this here crazy crap. Policies is what I'm talking about. I want to tell you what I want to do with the farmers, how I want the farmers to lead this state. I want you to go to farmers to buy your meat, to buy your corn, to buy your potatoes. I want to see the farmers being lifted up right here in Minnesota. And whatever we have to do to bring them back to be the heartland of this here state, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. But y'all need to start supporting the ma and pa farmers around here. Every time I turn around, when I first got here in Minnesota, right? My wife was staying with her parents out in her foster parents out in Elk River, all right? So this is before I got here in 1990, right? So there was only going out on 101, there was one lane. You remember that? That was back in the day. Yeah, I've been here that long. I know some people going, holy smoke, you old. But there was cornfields. There was cornfields from Maple Grove all the way coming up 94. You get on 101, you go 101 going towards Elk River. It was cornfields all the way down there. I was like, holy smoke. When I first got here, I'm looking at my wife going, where we left Minneapolis. And we was driving out to her foster parents' place. She picked me up off the Greyhound bus. And we're driving to Elk River. And I'm looking here going, and I just left Anaheim, California. So I left Anaheim, California. I got here to Minnesota, and we're leaving the city. Now, I'm a city boy. I'm a country boy who kind of turned into a city boy and then turned back into a country boy once I got here. But we're leaving the city, and I'm watching the city get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm like, where are we going? Because the only thing I see is cornfields. Cornfields for days, just corn. I'm looking at my girlfriend then, my wife now, going, girl, where you taking me? I didn't come all the way up here, to be put in the boondocks. Now you go out there, you barely even see any cornfields. That's sad. That's sad. And when I go out to Glencoe, Minnesota, been out there. Oh, yeah. Went out there. My organization raised money to give teachers checks. And one of the places that we went out to schools out in Glencoe, Minnesota, was to deliver checks for some of these teachers who literally used their money to buy supplies for that. We went out to Glencoe, Minnesota. Once out there to Glencoe, Minnesota, realize all those farmers out there who are hurting, who need help. Those people, I want to make a difference in their life. And if we can keep everything in-house, then maybe we can eliminate property taxes, because then we don't need your tax base, your tax money, the way that we've been using it. Maybe we can cut down on some of these here nonprofits and give that money to the school, right? And use some of that money for the roads, use some of that. And guess what? We wouldn't have to use that property tax, correct? If we cut down here. Now, I'm not talking about, taking away robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's not what I'm talking about. This money, we can take this money, we can put it to use somewhere else and be able to work with getting things done up here. So those are the things, Vance. When you ask, what can we do out in Rocks and Cows? Those are the things we could do. We can also clean up the drugs, right? We can also have task forces and give those task forces the opportunity to do whatever they want to get these drugs out of the suburbs. Y'all don't think I knew about all that. Trust me when I say I know what I know, because I ask questions and I talk to certain people. I don't just talk to one group of people, because you don't get nothing then. But you talking about a place when they talking about they need the cops need more money, they need more resources and things of that sort. We need to get the meth out of the white community. We need to get those in the white community who is funding the drug alley in Minneapolis. We need to get them help also, right? These food pantries out in the suburbs that are bare right now, and they are. We need to figure out how we can get food and things in those food pantries so these families who need that can go there and get what they need. They had a big squawk brouhaha, right? No, they did. Crime Watch. Shelley was bitching because a food shelf in Minneapolis was like, we're not letting certain people come and get food because they were coming from the suburbs, coming into Minneapolis, getting food. That's what they were doing. And she turned it into a racial thing. That wasn't what it was about. I mean, Minneapolis does enough with the druggies who's coming from the suburbs to move into these camps. Minneapolis does enough. They can barely keep their food shelves going. And then they're going to let people come from everywhere else outside of Hennepin County to raid their food shelves because the red districts are not keeping their food shelves up to par. That's not fair. That's not right. So we got to worry about those too, Vance. So there's a lot to be done. People don't realize it, but there's a lot to be done in the state of Minnesota to help people. People need help. Whether you're black, white, green, orange, tan, purple, it doesn't matter. Even Viking fans. I feel bad for them, but even, Viking fans need help. In many ways other than being Viking fans. They need help mentally. You're a Viking. When you become a Viking fan, they should hand you mental pills just off the bat. But I'm a Viking fan. Here, go get this here prescription filled because you're going to need it. You're going to look. I've been here for 20 plus years. So don't sit there and try to act like that what I just said is wrong. Y'all know I'm right. You know, again, and if you're mad, matter of fact, I'm going to start. I got my normal line that I piss people off, and then I'll start a Vikings line. I'll start a Viking line right next to that. Y'all can take a number 2. All you Viking fans, y'all take a number. And then we'll go from there. But you can't get too mad at me, right? Look at that right there. You see that? Can't get too pissed at me. And I got that right there. But anyway, fam, what am I over? I'm over 8 minutes. Sorry about that. So we're 8 minutes over tonight. Totally my fault. Totally my fault. Running off at the mouth. I think that's all I have for you tonight. I think that's all. It's been my hour, right? Rest in peace to Angie Stone. Sad to hear a great voice being taken away from us. That was sad. That was sad. That was sad to hear. But we want her, like I said, rest in peace to Miss Angie Stone. What are we at? See if there's anything I need to answer here, because my get up, I don't know where it. I have no clue where it goes. Usually I can see what you guys say back to me, but for some reason it's literally gone. I noticed that I noticed it on Sunday when I had Dexter Taylor. If y'all don't know who Dexter Taylor is, I hope each and every one of you do know who he is by now. Dexter Taylor's in prison. In New York, he got caught up in the Democrats' bull crap. He's serving a 10-year sentence. He is a true political prisoner in my sight. If you don't know who he is, tune in with us on next Sunday coming up, because Dexter usually calls us from prison, and so we talk to Dexter straight from prison on air. Also, was there something else I needed to say to you? Oh, Philip Vance. So hopefully Philip Vance will get his day in court again. You know, Philip Vance is one of those kids that Philip Vance isn't an Amy Klobuchar one. Amy Klobuchar was Byron Burrell and Melvin Hayes. Kathy Coolidge or whoever. I'm going to do a whole scream on Philip Vance again. I did one before. We're going to do another one on there so you guys can know who Philip Vance is. Philip Vance is another black man who was railroaded by the system. He's sitting in prison right now. He should not be in prison, but because of the way the system, this broken system works, you got another black man sitting in prison who's been in there for over 20 years, which is a sad situation that we have to do. We have to go through, especially here in Minnesota. So if the Democrats really, really cared about black people, they would be looking into some of these black men who are sitting in prison right now. And when they was put in prison at 16, 17, 18, when they was just running around, just pulling kids off the street, throwing them in the back of a cop car, taking them downtown, railroading them, and then throwing them into prison. So Democrats really, really cared. I don't expect the Republicans to care about black people like that or black kids like that. That just doesn't happen. Republicans usually are looking for ways to give the police more power. They're never looking at a way to prevent the things that happens before the kids get into trouble. That's a fact. I'll argue that point with you any day of the week. You let me know when you want to do that. Come on. Let's go at it. That's a promise. You name me one bill here in Minnesota that the Republicans have put up that's going to do something to alleviate some of the problems that we have with an unjust system. Name me a bill, one bill. You can't. You know why you can't? Because that's not the way the Republican Party here in Minnesota think. That's not. And you wonder why the Democrats are always running around feeling that they have to be so far left, is because the Republicans, their mindset when it comes to black people, when it comes to law, that's it. Law and order, lock them up, stop and frisk, throw away the key. That's the mindset of the Republicans. No ifs, no ands, no buts. They write bills. They don't come and talk to nobody. They don't sit. They get into a police. This is what's funny to me about Republicans, right? Republicans love to brag about themselves going around and taking rides, right? Well, I'm taking a ride with a cop. Taking a ride. Come take a ride with me. Let me show you. So they get in a cop car because it's safe. You get in the car with me, you may not. I can't promise you're gonna be safe. That's come take that ride with me. So they go take these rides with these police officers. These police officers give them all this here bull crap. Tell them all this here. They get out of there and they think they know. They know stuff now. They know the deal. We need to give the police cop. No. Let me show you why you also need to understand how it works on the other side of the fence. How it works on the other side of the fence. That's the problem with the Republican Party. They don't know how it works on the other side of the fence. They just know how it works on their side. And them cozying up to the cops and patting the cops on the back. Period, point blank. Because as many of them I know, only one I really sit down and talk to about writing bills or doing something for the black community. Only one. The rest of them, they don't give a damn. Don't matter to them. Here, give police officers enough money to lock them up, and we don't give a damn. So then you wonder why the Democrats are being so hell-bent on keeping everybody out of prison. Anyway, hey, I'm done, people. I am finished. I think I've said enough for tonight. I've pissed enough people off. And if you missed anything, again, I am on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube spot, subscribe on. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I can say that now. Hit that subscribe button and check out my other things on there too. So I'm gonna try to get that site up and going a little bit more. But you can go on there. Let's Rip It Up. Call that. You can type that in your get up your bar or whatever you call that bar. Let's Rip It Up with Rev Christopher. Or you can do the at Timmy Christopher dash J8T at Timmy Christopher / J8T will also get you to that page. But like I said, go to the page, check it out, and we'll go from there. But anyway, I'm going to be Wayne Dupree. If y'all don't know who Wayne Dupree is, I'm going to be on his show on tomorrow morning, and that's at 11 o'clock. That is on Twitter and everywhere else. So I'll be kicking it with Wayne Dupree on tomorrow. I did a podcast with Winnie. That's on here too. I'm going to repost that because somebody was asking me today where that is. I was on her show a couple days ago. So that was pretty cool. But again, go to my YouTube page, check it out, and we'll go from there. All right. Hey, y'all have a good night. I appreciate you guys. We're going to end the night like we always end the night. No different than any other time. Understanding and realizing that we serve an awesome and almighty God. We serve a God that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you've done, he can make you white as snow. And I want everybody to understand that right now, I'm saying, maybe other people don't feel this way, but I feel that the reason the churches are not packed, the reason that we are able to hear some of the things that are being said to us that's not true is because God is not looking down on us, right? Because right now we're just not his children. We're bad. We're being bad children right now to God. And I think when we get to the point to where we start saying we're better together than apart, I think God's going to come back and start doing some marvelous things in each and every one of our lives. But until then, we're on our own. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel at the end of the day. Once you want a God that would always told you, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you, will make that promise to you and make sure that you understand that you're the apple of his eye. That's the God that we serve. And that's the God that we want to try to get back to. And when we get, I'm not going to say if, when we get back there, because I believe we're going to get back there. We're grumbling like the children of Israel right now, but we will get back into God's good favor. And don't that make you happy? And if that makes you happy, that should put a smile on your face. And y'all know what we do with those smiles. We go out and we smile at somebody. So somebody smile back at you. Hey, fam, I appreciate you guys. I did go over a little bit. Sorry. I'll do better next time. Promise you. Peace, fam. I'm out. Hey, I'll see you guys more than likely on Wednesday. Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. But check me out on Wayne's Dupree's show on tomorrow. I will get that if you miss it and see if I can retweet that out to you also. Yep. Yeah, have a good night. I'm out. Peace.